had my sword. That Arconian had my sword. You just missed him. He climbed the scaffolds and jumped. Know him? That's me. And what's your name? So do I. Pull up a rock and sit down because we need to talk. You and the Purity Man weren't friends. You might be someone I can trust, or you might not. Let's find out. Why don't you start from the beginning and tell me who you are and what you're doing? Oh, well, things have changed so much. It's not good. 103 years since I was abandoned here. Until today, I haven't spoken to anyone. Strange people have come and gone through this grotto for the past decade. I hear what they say, but without context. I never understood until now. It's all coming together. The missing chapter has been found, and Matari is the writer. I make no promises, but before we get to that point, you must be given a history lesson. 200 years ago, I destroyed the Hist tree planted at this very spot. That you already know. What you don't know is that the Pinder family became the target of retribution for my act of aggression. At the time, we thought it was a case of mistaken associations. The Pinder twins that were poisoned by Purity's arrow sap served as housemates for the champion of Cyrodiil. If it weren't for them, the champion would have never discovered the existence of Project Purity or my people. The champion was instrumental in allowing me to destroy the Tree of Temptation. Yes, we fought side by side in this grotto until I had to make my sacrifice to destroy the tree. We parted too soon. If only she were still around so you could see her in battle. Her prowess was enough to move even an orc to tears. Anyway, all was quiet for almost 4 decades. For my sacrifice, my soul merged with my creator's. Everything she saw, I saw. I was alive and I could see events unfold and spiral into chaos. When Purity began attacking the Pinder family, we thought it was due to the fog of war caused by the champion's interference many years before. If only it was so simple.
So this all started because of you. If you hadn't destroyed the Hist tree, my family wouldn't have gotten involved in this war.
I'm so sorry. The tree was an evil abomination. It had to be destroyed. The Pinders were simply at the wrong place at the wrong time. If they hadn't found the champion in time, things would have become very unpleasant on Nirn. Through their suffering, they gave your world hope. So we honored them. As the Shadow War dragged on between Purity and the Pinders, we provided a select few with shelter and training. The family came to call my people holy matrons, for we had become their mothers. Despite all the losses the Pinder family endured, they survived. We watched with sorrow and pride. Like any mother, we wanted to constantly protect them, but we couldn't. We are creatures that are shunned in your world, and for good reason. We walk a fine line between love and lust. Our existence must be kept secret to all but the chosen. Things went smoothly for 100 years. Then something happened that no one could have predicted. Our connection to the Pinders and to the world was severed. For 2 years the world was dark. My soul was expunged from my spiritual mother, the goddess. My soul flung back here as a grand insult by fate. The shrine that the matrons were building for me had been abandoned. I feared the worst. For 100 years I thought they were all dead. Until finally, today you tell me that they might still live. An observer came to you, a holy matron. I don't know, I'd been out of the loop for a century. Change in leadership, maybe? Or maybe that's part of their intricate plan? I can assure you that they're still friends. The observer you spoke to is someone I know. There's only one woman in the Legion that doesn't spread her legs open at the sight of a charming lady. You don't contact them, they contact you. After skies divide, she said. Maybe they'll speak to you again if you survive. As for me, I would have done it years ago if I could. I'm stuck here and I'm lonely. Well, if you want to be blunt... Be thankful. If all of this were happening in the last era, you would have been taken in and forced to love our ways whether you liked it or not. Yes, but everything you're telling me has a common element that only I can recognize. I don't need to know Serenity Sirens to say that I don't consider their name flattering. They're using it as a front. I saw strange women walk into the grotto 10 years ago. 4 Ashen, 1 Redguard. It would have been so easy to speak to them, but I didn't need to. I knew each and every single one of them. New people, but part of the same exclusive club as the previous 5. They crave pleasure just like the Holy Matrons, only they follow a very different philosophy from a different mother. Matari. That's a name I've never heard before until today. A name's a name. You can change it whenever you start a new game, but you're still the same person. I make no assumptions.
But you do know her.
To know someone and to know of someone are 2 different things. My people's history is a long and troubled one. You can say it was shaped by what we're calling Matari.
Your people fought Matari?
Long ago. We failed because we thought she could be beaten into submission. My sword was used against her. It worked temporarily. She came back. You see, you can't win against Matari through physical means. It's a mental battle. Your dreams are just the beginning. You've yet to experience even her weakest methods of manipulation.
Can she be stopped?
No.
There has to be a way.
I was afraid of this. No one wants to be told they're going to die the next day. As major as it gets. It's a difficult concept to explain, that nothingness. Hard to comprehend. It would make my head hurt if I still had one. But that's what will happen when she wins. Everything will cease to exist except for her, but it must happen when she chooses for it to happen. Otherwise, she wouldn't survive. Which brings me to Purity's plan. What do you think of it? Good idea? To kill everyone before she can? Then maybe you should let them do their work and see what happens. I would call it a good idea if there weren't so many uncertainties. There is another plan. You could do what my people have been doing for thousands of years. You can just let things unfold and enjoy yourself. Live life how you want it to be lived. Oh, it will take you places if you choose to keep going. I wouldn't blame you if you decide to turn back, but remember, there is always a point of no return. At last, there's this new plan proposed by the Observer. As I said, I make no assumptions, so I will only tell you this. There will be sacrifices. That is a guarantee. Your goal will be to inspire fear. You'll fight a battle of the minds with the Grand Manipulator herself. She will tempt you, and you will lose your sanity. And you will fail. But when you've nothing else to lose, well, you'll know what to do. It's different for everyone that's tried. The Purity fellow said it better than I could. You will not understand. You need to see things for yourself. No one is ever ready. Why don't you tell me? You got it! That's exactly who she is! Clap, clap! Mystery surrounds the foundation of the Sirens and the Pinder family in the past 100 years. But I'm not one to spout theories, only facts. I've told you all you should know and what you need to know to prepare yourself. The game has begun. You versus Matari. It's funny. Normally the player doesn't learn the opponent's true nature until the end, but this is no ordinary game. You can't expect to win by playing by the rules. Cheat and prosper, that's the only way. Now you know what you must do, right? Exactly. Play her game and then defy her when you're at your lowest. You'll know when. Listen, I'd love for you to stay and chat, but it looks like we've attracted an audience.
We can take them on.
Don't worry about them. You two go up to the scaffolds and jump. I have a surprise I've been waiting to show off. Explosives, courtesy of the Golden Maidens. Rigged until I disarmed them with my mind.
Wait, what will happen to you?
Why don't we find out? Come on, Purity, remember me?
We need you to tell the other Sirens what you know.
It's too late for them.
What? Wait, tell us. What is Sky's Divide?
Where it all comes to an end. Now go, get out of here.
Gods, jump, jump!
Very dangerous to jump into shallow waters.
We owe Serenity for the soft landing.
The being of love and peace. Was she really? It's over. Pazarath is ours again. Our only casualty was Kalissa. Kasha tells me you spoke to Serenity. What did she say? It's disturbing, and a lot to take in. But we need more information. There are still many questions Serenity couldn't answer. A lot has happened in the past 100 years. There's no point in hiding my feelings anymore. You know that I don't trust Matari. I trust in you and Kasha. We need to work together to stop her, but we'll need to keep it as quiet as possible. I'm glad you believe in me. I'm going to request a transfer to Pazarath for me and the rest of the team. If I'm going to help you, I want to be as far away from Atari as possible. I'll try to dig up any clues about Trisha's whereabouts in the meantime. You need to keep fighting. Serenity gave you 3 plans, but only one of them could save the world. We either let Purity win, or we do something to stop them, and Matari. Serenity is wrong. There is still hope. You two need to get back to the palace. I'll take you back to the mainland and bring the boat back here. And ma'am, please take care of yourself. The world needs you again.
Welcome home. Oh, hush, hush. Here's your payment. Now make way for Mistress Matari and her illustrious golden maidens.
Good morning, ladies. Today we have learned that your sisters and new courageous commander have won back Fort Pazarath. Your fallen sisters have been avenged. Now we march forward with our heads held high, ready to end this war as quickly as Purity's return. Our beloved mistress has something to say. I know you're all eager to hear her words, but first we must honor a recent addition to our legion. A hero who has fought Purity head-on at Pazarath, a vanguard of peace and justice.
They're talking about you.
The daughter of our late leader, Kasha Pinder.
What?
Miss Pinder, it is with great privilege that I grant you the katana wielded by your father. Carry it with pride. Your family's sacrifice has brought us to this historical moment. You are no longer a trainee, you are one of us. Welcome to Serenity's Sirens, dear sister. Now, before I introduce Matari, I would like to review the report from Fort Pazarath.
Nay to that! We want Matari!
Well, I guess we can debrief all of you later. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, I present to you, Mistress Matari.
My faithful warriors and loving daughters, it has been over 40 years since our order was founded. There have been many changes, but our goals have remained constant. Marcus and his wife Zell swore that Serenity Sirens would protect the Pinder family and bring the end of Project Purity. With great sadness and regret, they will not live to see that day. We may have failed to protect them, but our victory at Fort Pazarath is a testament to their legacy of courage. Through death, the Pinder family has brought us together. Many of you are Tamriel born, who have left your homes to serve our cause. Many more of you are Ashen, with no place to call home. That is why I am here today to announce my final gift to you. When this war is over, all of you will have a home. Our journey is reaching a climax. Purity's return is one last act of desperation. Their resistance to change has run its course. One final blow is all it will take to knock the beast to the ground. We have learned the location of their last stronghold, Innocence, an underground labyrinth deep within the heart of Skyrim. It will take many months of preparation before we can strike, but when we do, we will prevail. Then, at last, there will be harmony. For when Purity falls, the Pinder family will be avenged and our journey will come to an end. As young Kaja carries her family name into the future, we will be warriors without a cause. I am asking all of you, Ashen and non-Ashen, to choose your destiny when this war is over, be it with the rest of your sisters or alone. When Purity dies and Innocence falls, we will be free. Goodbye, my children. You are all dismissed.
Wonderful, my mistress. Thank you so much. Now, everyone, I know you're all wondering how you'll be getting your assignments.
My mother's name was Zell. That's it. That's all I know about her. My entire family's history is lost. I'm all that's left. Listen, I don't like this any more than you do, but what choice do I have? It's all that I have left of my family. Matari is taking the Sirens into a different direction, but I'll continue the fight that my ancestors started. I'll make sure the Sirens don't forget the Pinders. It's going to be dangerous, but who knows? I might be the only person that is standing between Matari and her goal. I understand. You've been busy lately. You need some rest. And you need a maid. I've been meaning to tell you. I've convinced the Sirens to let me stay with you on the condition that you help continue my training. Like I said, I'd love to see Skyrim. Right when I thought I would get the chance, I ended up back underground. Now that I know I have some combat practice, maybe I can travel with you. This katana belonged to my father. It will protect me. I know it will. I haven't been training for long, so please give me a chance to learn. I have a chest back home in Jonestead. The Sirens gave me the standard issue medium armor, but I'm sure I could try on other kinds. My weapon is this katana. This is all I need. If you decide to continue, I'll be at your side. The Sirens told me that all of my missions will be with you. I'm glad. You're the only person I trust. Well, I better get back to work. Not siren work, maid work. I'll see you later.
Thank you for your service. Fort Pazarath would not have been won without you. Shortly before your mission with Freya, one of our scouts pinpointed the exact location of where most of the Purity convoys were originating. It has been a decade since we began searching for their fortress. We should have suspected that it would be underground. We must prepare ourselves. Innocence is the heart of purity. For over 200 years it has served as their home. It will be heavily defended. I believe that we must focus on immediate matters. My golden maidens will need to adjust to their new roles as the Sirens' battle masters. Their time spent with me since the death of Marcus has made them lethargic. You can help them. Follow me. I believe you've already been acquainted with each of my golden maidens. They are my personal guard and most valiant warriors. They are icons of loyalty, endurance, love. Beneath each of their beautiful exteriors is a fragile soul of a woman. A soul that must be nurtured so it may continue to grow. I've done everything in my power to comfort them, but they require much more. The maidens have a sacred communion with the goddess Dibella. In times of peace, they regularly attended the temple of Dibella in Markarth for worship. Our war has disrupted this routine and has affected their well-being. I am requesting that you escort all of them to Markarth so they may regain their strength. When you arrive at the temple, I ask that you stand guard outside while the maidens perform their rituals. In addition, they will be meeting with a private contractor that has maintained a close relationship with our order over the years. Our battle with purity is approaching, and we are due for additional supplies. The contractor has everything we need to ensure the end comes with minimal losses. Then I await your return.
Well, shall we go? Take the lead. Oh, and do take your time. We don't mind the view. Not at all.
Hail, companion.
It feels good to be back. The scented fragrance, the posh decor. I see they have a new Sybil. Besides that, everything is just like I remember. Anywhere in the city, really. Don't just stay by the front entrance or you might get ambushed. Patrol around the area for a bit. We do plan on having some additional company, so keep an eye on anyone suspicious that will come and go. Especially the men. Before you leave, don't be afraid to introduce yourself to the captain. She's an interesting woman and might be a while before we see her again. Don't worry, this will only take a few hours. Zana, are you...
Break the law in Markarth, and it's off to Sidna Mine with you.
silversmith one day, like my mother and father.
Nice home you got here. It's me. I didn't get the chance to say it at Pazaroth, so I'll say it now. Thank you, and goodbye. It's been over 200 years since I had a body to call my own, and a millennia since I've been able to walk alongside regular people. Everything is so perfect. I can finally live and die like a mortal. I'm free. I've done a lot of thinking over the years I spent at Pazaroth. Things have moved on without me. I've gone to the afterlife and back. It's making me dizzy. Time to keep things simple and just live a normal life. No more cults to join, no more sacrifices. I'm going to try out normality and see how that goes. I've already told you that this isn't my fight. She and I are complete opposites. I'd compromise you the moment she would recognize my presence. Sometimes the world would be better off without people like us, trying to change things for the better. Just let it go. Then here. You've made your decision. You're going to keep up the good fight and do what the Observer asked of you. Kasha asked me about Sky's Divide. I can't show you where it is, but this map will lead you to a sealed-off dwarven ruin that my people have dubbed as Legacy Bastion. There, you will find the answers that will set you on a path to reach the Divide, and bring about the final confrontation that comes with the Observer's plan. When I saw you walk into Markarth with the maidens, I figured you would ignore any attempt I made to turn you down. So I drew you the map. Hard to forget where the Bastion is. It's where I found my old sword that your lizard friend now has. I'm not one to crush somebody's hopes and aspirations, and I didn't want to leave you empty-handed. I might not believe what you're going to go through will work, but that doesn't mean I want you to fail. And if you do, I'll see you on the other side, yeah? We're all doing what we need to do to survive. They have their reasons, so do not kill them, especially not in the name of love. The Golden Maidens, or whatever cute name they've given themselves these days, there is something you should know about them. They're not in that temple to worship Dibella. They don't care about any goddess of love or her teachings. They're only there for the benefits. They did the same with my goddess. They infiltrated my realm, pretending to be believers. They made it so easy for us to fall into their trap. They blended right in with the fancy dresses and dye-colored hair. And then they died. We found their scorched bodies in the barracks, killed by the mistress, you know all too well, because they nearly exposed her. That's all they are to her, disposable tools of pleasure and violence. So, I want you to know, you should be very, very afraid of what they're capable of. Before Matari makes a move on you, they will. Well, I've had enough to talk about for a few lifetimes. Time to buy myself a cozy waterfront cottage over in the Imperial City and write a book or two. Be sure to stop by sometime before the world ends, okay? Love and peace, sweetie.
Can't believe I'm posted here. Even the beds are made of stone.
Wake up. Wake up. Lousy woman. Hey! Look at me. I have some questions for you. Damn it. I was hoping it wasn't you, but it is. Listener, Dimitri told me about your visit to Dawnstar the Ashen. We don't know what business you have with those animals, and look where it has brought us. At each other's throats. We meant to capture the Ashen that were accompanying you and hold them for ransom. In exchange, we wanted Cardinale's ship, the Catalyst. This is what we've been driven to do. Reduced to privateer work, plundering ships along the coast. Whatever contracts we can take lets us relive the good old days before the Ashen shamed us. I need to think. All due respect, this job went straight to the gutter because of you. You want to know why we really do this? When we were banished, we lost our honour. So now, outside of the Brotherhood, we can do something different. We make our own terms. It's been good work, so.
Did we keep you waiting?
We came as fast as we could. Of all the enemies that could have come after us in Markarth, it was pirates that spoiled the fun. You sure do get yourself into a lot of trouble. Maybe you're the one that needs protection. Well, I see the corpse of a Dark Brotherhood assassin. The others just look like a bunch of regular troublemakers. I take it these are the band of pirates led by a group of Brotherhood outcasts. Cordonali mentioned them in passing. We never got demands. We had a feeling something was wrong when we couldn't find you around Markarth. We tracked them down to the Solitude docks, jumped on a small boat and followed you here. Anyway, I think that's enough about them. We have to focus on Purity and the heroes. At least we took care of a potential problem for Cordonali. She needs all the relaxation she can get on the job. She's gonna be pretty busy the next few days as she gathers our next batch of supplies. I figured you should make the call. I've blocked the door in case there are any additional crew members inside. What we could do is send a team of sirens to secure the ship when we get back to the palace. We'll hand it over to Cordonali and she can decide what to do with it. Couldn't hurt to have an additional shipping vessel. Or we could just burn it and spare our sisters the trouble. What do you think? Good. I was hoping you would say that. Let me know when you're done looking around. I don't want to leave Zana by herself for too long. Taking care of some business. The pirates weren't the only danger that was lurking in Markarth. Take your time. There might be something worth taking on this ship. You ready to go? Climb down into the boat and we'll be off. Zana should be southwest of Northall. Let's go find her so we can all go home. Miss Zana?
Yes?
You passed. Welcome to the Golden Maidens. She'll get over it. There was still a part of her that hesitated before each kill, and flinched each time our bodies touched at the temple. That is unacceptable behavior for a maiden. We must let go of what we believe is right and wrong in order to serve Matari. Because this woman is Serenity. Our scouts reported that there was an explosion on the Pazarath rooftop during the battle, but I have no idea how she managed to escape. At long last, can't ignore a presence like Serenity. She was called a being of love by Marcus, and a liar by our mistress. Until now, I never understood how she could be both. Looking at Serenity, all I see is a reflection of what I once was. It's pitiful. I wonder how I could have ever been such a fool. Then I realized something. All of us were once like Sana, living this wonderful lie of love. All we need is a little push to escape and find the truth. And we found it. Her name is Matari. This always ends the same. When the body and soul are united, death is permanent. What Serenity did was suicide. She could have lived on for eternity as a disembodied soul. But maybe, after all these years, she just wanted to feel the joy of living. And live she did. So thank you, Serenity, for showing me what it's like to be. We need to go. What happened here is strictly classified. Commander, take the lead once more. Mistress, the mission was a success. We also managed to neutralize a pirate ship that posed a threat to Cordonali.
What brought you to the enemy ship?
They captured the poor commander. So we set out to rescue her. Isn't that right?
I see. What is the status of the ship?
Intact. I'd like to request a recovery team so we may remove any additional sailors trapped inside the ship. We can then hand it over to Cordonali.
Elder, you are free to organize the team as you please.
Mistress, there's one last thing to report. We found Serenity's avatar. Per protocol, I had Zana kill her.
I sensed the death. With Serenity erased from existence, we no longer have to be wary of her clan's influence on the war. Zana.
Yes?
Good work.
Thank you, Mistress.
I believe each of you is now fit to lead the Sirens to glory. Is that correct, Melody?
Ready. We can get started right away.
Then you will find a list of work to be done in the armory. Melody, before you go, I wish to speak to you. The rest of you are dismissed.